Hi friends, how are you doing guys? All right, so this video we have now is a topic is what I already made a video about what if Muhammad Hassan had stay in WWE. No, I already made a video about what if Muhammad Hassan had won the WWE, how his storyline was going to pan out if he had won the world championship in WWE, but that didn't happen. So in this video we're gonna talk about what would have been his title defense, what was his reign in his upcoming months when, because I already made a video about from July 7th. If London Bung had not happened, you can listen to that video to go. That's a video I made last year, I think. That how the original plan was. I think I did the video by week by week, like every week what was the original plan according to me. That was not really, I think that was going to be happen, but that was me up to SummerSlam, how he was gonna be cutting promos after he did to what he did to Undertaker, and the next week, and how he was going to defeat the Undertaker at the Great American Bash to become the number one contender, and then leading up to the SummerSlam match, how he was going to confront Batista, and then how he was gonna win the match at SummerSlam. So that was my, I have that whole fully detailed video in my, I think you can get that in archives, I'm sorry. So but this is the video after SummerSlam. So let's see, after SummerSlam, I think, or I believe that Batista was going to get a rematch at No Mercy. I think that was the next SmackDown pay-per-view at that time. Yeah, I think No Mercy. I think Batista would have came out next week asking for a rematch, and that would have been their story for the, at least for No Mercy, that they would have been having a fight or brawl in at SmackDown, and Muhammad Hassan complaining to Teddy Long about that. I don't want to. He does not deserve to be an get a second chance and all that. But since but still Eddie, but he still deserves it. So he gets another chance to get back to his title. So they wrestle at No Mercy, and somehow by hook or crook, Muhammad Hassan beats the Batista again to retain the world title. So after SummerSlam, they wrestle a rematch at No Mercy, and Muhammad Hassan wins it again by somehow, I don't know how, but he would have not had lost the match to Batista in just, and lost the championship in just 1 month. He was going to hold that title for a long time. I'm damn sure maybe he would have hold that title until WrestleMania 22, and would have highlighted with the Rey Mysterio, instead of Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton and Kurt Angle. I think he would have been highlighted that with with Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle, or some kind of a match at WrestleMania. Maybe he could have he maybe he would have lost that championship from SummerSlam to WrestleMania. He would have had a long run with that championship. That's what I believe. Maybe he could have lost it after 3-4 months, but but maybe he could have got it back again, or maybe he could have become a US or tag team champion with Devari. But but I don't. But for me, I think he would have been had a long run, at least until WrestleMania. So yeah, so after No Mercy, Muhammad Hassan comes back to SmackDown, and he shows that he's still the world champion, and crowd boos and all that. And then Eddie Guerrero, because Eddie Guerrero was heel when Hassan got drafted to SmackDown, but he became a face after his Rey Mysterio feud. Eddie Guerrero shows up, and he challenged Muhammad Hassan to a match for the World Heavyweight title. But Muhammad Hassan says that he does not even earn a right to have a hand on to have a match with me. He doesn't even have he doesn't even have a right to stand in front of him in the ring. He has to earn it. So maybe Batista could have came out, or maybe Rey Mysterio, or they would have been. There was a lot of guys. I mean, there was a lot of guy at that time. It's a fucking damn shame that Muhammad Hassan's career got ended at the very wrong line, because at that time there was so many contenders for Muhammad Hassan. I don't know which one to pick one. I mean, they all were main eventers. I mean, there was Chris Benoit on SmackDown. There was Booker T. There was Rey Mysterio. There was Randy Orton. There was Undertaker. There was Batista. There was maybe Kurt Angle would have, yeah, he would have been there. I mean, who else? I mean, there was a lot of guys on. I mean, 7, 8 main eventers. Even JBL too. I forgot about JBL. Christian, yeah, Christian too. Oh my God, what a era was there. So there was a lot of guys, like world championship material guys at that time, who would have challenged Muhammad Hassan to a wrestling for a match. I don't know what who would have been his next feud after Batista, but I think he would have been, for me, I mean, he could have wrestled with he would have had a pay-per-view match with Eddie Guerrero after, I think, what was the event after that? Taboo Tuesday? I think so. I think maybe they would have wrestled on SmackDown, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio versus Batista, whoever wins, and they go challenge Muhammad Hassan, or maybe they could have they did that. I think there was a Taboo Tuesday on 2005, right? Yeah, they would have been done uh, that poll, that who they would have asked for the audience, who you want to be, who you want to face, Muhammad Hassan at that night. There would have been option Batista, Eddie Guerrero, or Rey Mysterio. Let's say that, and I think Eddie Guerrero would have won it. So there would have been a match for the Eddie Guerrero versus Muhammad Hassan at Taboo Tuesday, which, I mean, I think Muhammad Hassan was going to win it by the help of Devari or whatever, or he would have been defeated him cleanly too. I don't know, but he was not going to lose a title to anyone at that time, because he was so over, man. He was so over. Even Undertaker would not have defeated him at that time. He was so over. He was so over than JBL at that time. I mean, I don't see anyone coming close as close. He would have carried that SmackDown on his shoulders for next fucking 6, 8 months. That's how much heat he had at that time. It's fucking shit that that fucking it has to go all the fucking in the fucking gutter, that all that shit happened to him. But oh my God, we would have been watching his videos on of all his SmackDown run on YouTube. I mean, we would have been watching that right now. How his title defense, and how he has pay-per-view matches as Survivor Series. Maybe he would have been a part of that Survivor Series, or maybe he would have defending his titles against someone with the likes of The Undertaker or Chris Benoit. But I don't see him losing a title like in 2, 3 months. He would have defeated anybody at Armageddon too, and he would have been still a champion in 2006 at the New Year's Revolution, where he made his ring debut in 2005. He would have been a world champion in just 1 year on SmackDown, and the guys would have been so far behind him that nobody would have been touched him, because he already had so much heat. And after becoming a world champion, I don't think nobody would have been close to come to him. Vince would not have allowed anybody to touch his best heel at that time to be lost that champion. He would have waited. He would have waited for at least for a biggest moment, biggest show in the year. He would have waited it for people to pay money to beat Muhammad. He would have waited for WrestleMania 22, and who knows, instead of fucking boring Mark Henry and Undertaker feud, would have been seen Muhammad Hassan versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 22, and he might have lost to uh, The Undertaker. But there's a major factor at that time, which is true, that Eddie Guerrero died in November, so they were always pushing. So there was no way that Eddie Guerrero was going to be a champion anytime soon, and he passed away. But they were always wanted to make Rey Mysterio champion. That's why he was a champion in WrestleMania 22, defeating Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. So I think if he was still a champion, he would have been facing with Rey Mysterio, and there would have been another one other more guy. But I think Rey Mysterio would have won it, because they just wanna, because WWE just want to make it win it for Eddie Guerrero. So that might have been a case right there. But still, I that would have been a great run. I mean, from SummerSlam 2005 to WrestleMania 22, and defeating all those major guys I mentioned right now, he would have been already a legend by WrestleMania 22. He would have been written in the books as the greatest heel character of all time and greatest world champion of all time at that time. After that, they might have had rematches with Rey Mysterio or whatever, or maybe they could have moved him back to Raw, or maybe he would have stayed on SmackDown and still try to pursue championship, world championship, or maybe a tag team championship with Diwari. I mean, there was tons of storylines. I can talk about this for like fucking for a whole 24 hours if I want to. But at the end of the day, that has this is fucking nothing happened, man. Fuck UPN, man. I really hate them. Really hate them motherfuckers. I mean, how can you not allow a character? I mean, just a character. He has nothing to do with fucking London bombings. What the fuck? London bombing happened in England, and and that thing was in America. It's fucking too far from here. You cannot relate, and you cannot listen to those pussy wankers that fucking complain about this whole angle. It's a messed up thing, man. I don't want to talk about this a lot because that makes me sad about. I don't want to fucking get into that shit. I mean, how much we missed the best of Muhammad Hassan was yet to come, and his demise was at the Great American Bash, where he was going to be the rise of Muhammad Hassan character, and that was the demise of Muhammad Hassan character. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy to hell that the guy who was the best heel of 2005, the guy who was the who was so over at that time, was just gone in like a flash and never came back. What a sad story, man. But it now I feel like I don't want to talk about this anymore. But yeah, I will make another video about this, longer video about this in future. But whenever I talk about this, I just feel like I don't want to talk about this, because we never got to see Muhammad Hassan a champion. We never got to see these storylines and these matches at pay-per-view, and we never got to see the best of Muhammad Hassan yet, because of this fucking stupid ass motherfucker people that fucking want complain up to UPN. So that's it, man. I'm sorry. I will make a video about this again later, because I don't feel like talking about him, because he's still my favorite wrestler, and what happened to him is fucking bullshit. It's the biggest bullshit you can ever fucking hear in this whole world, man. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back with Muhammad Hassan videos and the Waris too. Thank you.